And yeah, okay, so we should be streaming now properly for the first time, where I'm gonna have to go through and I'm gonna have to check everything again, and we're just gonna have to see if everything goes according to plan, but it should be fine now in a way. Hoping. Oh wait, there we go. Live stream is ended. Great, I love it here. There we go. Or not. Live stream. What do you mean the live stream's ended, bro? Why is it? Oh, wait. Is it because I put it on unlisted? I think it's because. Wait. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it's because I put it on unlisted. Dedoy. Let me look here. Giving it a second. So we can catch up just to see, and then I will go live on the main, and then we will go live on Twitch as well, which would be great. So yeah, just need to make sure that like everything is live, everything is good, and then nothing's like messing up. Let me quickly reload this page. Let me reload. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Let me listen in. Okay, there we go. Let me listen in. Okay, sounds good. Looks all right. And then now let's go over to the basic stream where start streaming. We go to here. I go to here. I go to here. I go to here. And yeah, that should fix that issue. Entirely. Yeah, no, so these two should be running side by side now, and they should be perfectly fine. I'm just going to check this. Reload the page. Let's see here. Oh. Actually, yeah, wait, let me check what the connection thing says. It seems alright. Okay, there we go. This is also running. It's just not telling me it's running. It's just really annoying, but I mean, it happens. It happens. And then let me also just go ahead here and just run the Twitch one, right? Go ahead, throwing up the Twitch one. Should be live on Twitch. Should be fine on Twitch as well. There we go. There we go. And the only thing is I'm not hearing any sound on Twitch. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not hearing any. Is my mic coming through? Hold up, wait a minute. Okay, I just want to replay this. And this is like all like, bro, what the heck is going on, bro? What is going on with YouTube, man? Why is it doing this to me? And why is there no sound coming through Twitch? It's so weird. something is like throwing something off, and God, this is like pissing me off because it's like, bro, I want to stream like both of them at the same time, but I cannot for the life of me get both of these to work. It's actually so annoying. And it's like one of them is just like, I understand why one of them wouldn't work, but the other one should. Or no, I understand why the other one works. I don't understand why the other one isn't. I don't know why any sound is not coming through Twitch. What is going on, bro? What is going on, bro? Yeah, I'm just why any sound is not coming through Twitch. Yeah, no, everything's going fine on this side. Like on this one, it's actually fine. It's literally just like for some reason, like, oh wait, never mind. Hang on. I think I know why. Sound is not coming through Twitch. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. That was a me problem. Okay, so never mind. So yet again, the short stream is running fine. It's literally just the mainstream. For some reason, is not. It's not mainstreaming. It's literally the mainstream. Like, oh wait, let me hit this. Um, I'm just gonna let this rock for a second. Hold on. Wait, let me see. Okay, because now it's telling me I'm live. Hold on. We're reloading. We're reloading. We're here. Okay, let me listen to this. We're here. Okay, let me listen to this. We're here. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, never mind. I just need to go live. That's on me. That's on me. I'm just gonna make this public. Boom. Give me like 1 second, guys, because I'm also gonna change this. I don't know why this is so like out of it today. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let me check Twitch real quick. Let me check Twitch real quick. Creator dashboard. Perfect. Stream manager. Yeah, everything seems to be popping off perfectly fine. I'm honestly, I'm not even gonna worry about it, bro. I'm really not, because I think YouTube is just tripping. Because like on one of them, it's like it's all right, and the other one, it's like, oh, it sucks. But like, honestly, it's too much to really get like worry about right now. So I'm just gonna rock with it. We'll see how it does afterwards, or maybe I could have like somebody tell me what's popping between the two. Um, Okay, let me set some keyframes here just so you guys might have a little bit of a smoother experience. Hold on. Looking at the next train. I'm gonna be real. I don't see much going on here. Kind of wish there was a way for you to like pause the stream, not like end it, but just pause it, because I kind of want to see like what the normal. Because I feel like honestly this is only happening because I have ultra low latency on, but it might not be. It might not be. I actually don't know. Let me check real quick. Let me check very quickly. Alrighty, so we're live, but we have no data. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. I'm not even gonna trip. I'm not even gonna trip. I'm not even gonna trip. I ain't even gonna trip. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Sorry. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. All right. Yo, what's up, guys? Stream starting. Everything looks fine for right now. If I have some complaints or some things go wrong, you know, you guys can just let me know in the chat. What's good, you know what I mean? And what's up with all that type of stuff. So today we have a little bit of a busy stream going on. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Do I want to leave these open? I probably will leave these open. Let me also go ahead here and just throw like a little rambling message in the chat. Just want to see if that pops up on stream or not. It does. It does indeed, which I may actually that's not what I wanted to do. Bop, grab this, drag this like down a little bit. Let me do another like little quick test real quick, just to see if you guys can actually like see any of that type of stuff. Just to make sure. Okay. That should be fine. Let me just put that up here. Like, here's the thing, it's showing me it. Oh no, it's showing it on stream too. Okay, but yeah, you guys could also see your messages real quick if you guys type in the chat. So yeah, we got that going as well. What I'm gonna do, and you know, I got a few things. I'm gonna X out of that real quick. I got 2 tabs set up for streaming that I'm gonna just have running in the background just to like see how they're going. You know, check in on I don't know, actually. Because my thing is, my stream looks fine to me right now. It does. It looks fine to me, but I'm wondering if it's going to stay like that for other people. I have zero idea. Because it's like it seems to like just jump. It seems to randomly jump up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But at the same time, I feel like it's fun. I don't know. I don't know, because even OBS, like, it would be different if OBS wasn't telling me it's having problems, but it is. But at the same time, I feel like it's fun. I don't know. I don't know, because even OBS. But like my audio is coming out perfectly fine, and everything seems to be going smoothly. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna try it for this stream. Fuck it. We'll see. We'll ball, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens this stream. Um. Give me like 1 second, because I will go ahead and like, I don't think this is gonna change anything realistically. I think it might actually just make it worse, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Let's hit OK here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if we're popping with this one. I don't think we are, because I don't think it fixed anything. Be this stream. Let me load up this. And I wish I had like a video or something I could like play in the background videos. Like I said, I'm getting all this set up for the first time, so like I'm trying to push for like all this stuff to actually like look and sound decent, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to do all that right now. Up this. Honestly, if I can on it, for the first time, so like I'm. Yeah, okay, I can kind of see it now, where it's like it's not really. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Just to fix this issue, I'm trying to do all that right now. Dismiss. I don't think this is gonna fix it. I really don't think this is gonna fix it, but I'm gonna try it. What I'm gonna do instead is, I mean, everything seems to be fine on Twitch. It just seems to be a YouTube issue. Or it might not be, because they might be experiencing the same thing. I honestly don't know. Let me check real quick with Twitch. Because if Twitch is having the same issue, I want to see. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit and just have it in the background. Nah, yeah, it doesn't really seem to have the issue on Twitch. Okay, because it doesn't have the issue on Twitch, what I'm gonna do, and this is more or less just for my sanity. I'm just gonna be so real with you. This is just for my sanity. I'm going to have it as a YouTube short stream only. I mean, I don't know how long I'm gonna be live for. The thing is, I don't want to have like a 9-hour video on my thing, because I was like, maybe I'll just like upload it as like a replay. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's weird. It's a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. What I might have to do is I might just have to genuinely record like a decent bit of it, because like I could upload clips easily, just like uploading them like straight from my thing to YouTube Shorts or whatever. But I wanted this to be like a full stream, but it's like I don't really even know if it's an internet problem per se. It might be. It might honestly just be a like kind of a mixture of both, and the fact that like both are kind of a little wishy-washy at the moment. But here's what I'm gonna do instead. I'm going to stop the Twitch stream, right? So we're gonna stop the Twitch stream. And I'm just gonna main stream on Twitch, and then what I'll do is I will do a YouTube short stream. I'll just keep the YouTube short stream going, and that's just generally what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave the YouTube short stream up. You guys can have the YouTube short stream, and then we can we'll have the Twitch stream up as like the main stream, and then I will try to like figure out how I'm gonna get this set up to where it's like gonna actually like make sense. But I think that's just gonna be way more stable overall, just to make sure that you guys are having like a decent viewing experience, because I don't want you guys to have like a poor viewing experience just because I'm messing up because this thing isn't loading, or there's constant buffering or whatever, right? For whatever reasons, sorry, I was just listening back to that. I just want to make sure that like everything is up, everything is live, everything is good, because we have a lot of stuff to go over today, and we have a lot of content to get through today. And so because of that, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'm just gonna leave this as is. You know what I'm saying? And then I will do some testing with some friends. I'll do some other stuff as well in the future that will hopefully be able to fix all the problems or whatever that I have in the future with any of this stuff, and I can easily be able to check over this stuff. But that's besides the point. We're going to be hopping into some Marvel Rivals today. That is on the agenda of some stuff that we're going to do today, and we're probably going to be playing on 2 accounts today. So yet again, my goal last time was to get through gold. I don't remember if I made it to plat or not on my main account. I would have to check. I'll probably check my Rivals tracker in a second, actually. Maybe in case you guys want to add me, or you guys want to see like what I'm going through, right, or how I'm playing. But either way, right? I want you guys to be able to see that. Also, gonna go ahead and just set up the Twitch stream, because I'm literally just not streaming to Twitch. I'm literally just talking through the YouTube live stream. Like, wow. Like, that's gonna be crazy. But we had a couple of videos today that I also wanted to go ahead and take a little bit of a look over, right? And it's a lot. There's like 3 videos that I wanted to kind of look over and kind of not really like shout out or whatever, but I wanted to just look at and go over on stream as a little bit of a heads up before we hop in game and I get some grinding in. Because the main things that I want to do today is, like I said, I want to get through plat, I want to get into diamond. I don't know how far into diamond I want to go. It kind of really just counts on like how far I keep winning, right? I feel like if I lose a bunch, and it counts, right? If I start going on a losing streak on my main account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over to my alt, and I'm going to grind my alt, and I'm just going to play some stuff for fun. Like I said, I don't really care if that alt gets high level or not. It's not really like something I care about, whether or not that alt account ends up getting really high or not. I really don't. Like, the only one I care about is my main. But if I feel like, yo, I'm just going on a losing streak or whatever, I just want to play some games, have a little bit of fun. So I will be swapping over to my alt, and I'll be playing in like bronze lobbies or whatever, and I'll just grind that account up. But I'm not going to be playing what I usually play. I'm going to be playing characters I don't know. So I'm going to be playing characters like Mag. I'm going to be playing characters like Iron Man. I'm going to be playing characters that like I genuinely want to get better with, and I'm going to be a little bit more critical of my actual gameplay. So that's like the really big thing that I'm like kind of aiming for today. So it's going to be going through, which I'm just going to go ahead here. We're going to start up the Twitch stream. Hopefully everything's fine with that and that it goes well. Yeah, it's already seeming to be better. At least for right now. But yeah. So, yo, what's up, Twitch? We are live on Twitch. Everything should be going through just fine. Let me go ahead and hit that out. Boom, we got that in the chat. Okay, cool. So yeah, chat's popping up. Everything looks great. Everything is functioning. Everything is flowing. Everything's great. It really is just a YouTube problem of like trying to dual stream. For some reason, when you try to stream on vertical and you try to stream horizontal, for me at least, it's just super buggy and it makes like genuinely the streaming worse. So yeah, that's just some random stuff that happens. But hey, we're gonna take a look at some of these videos here. I'm gonna be moving over to the videos. Just want to make sure you guys can't see anything. There we go. Alrighty, so let me go in here and put that browser back up for you guys. So boom, here we are. You guys can see my browsers, and we have about a solid 3 videos to look at here today. I may show you a little bit more of this guy here, but let me go over some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in today's stream. So overall today in the stream, we're going to be talking about the new season gameplay reveals for Blade. So a lot about Blade has been shown off. I've watched about half of this video by myself. Right, so this is like just a video going over Blade, the new stuff that's going to be in season 3.5, and kind of like what's going to be rounding out the game for this upcoming month, right? So this is kind of like a leak at that video. It's a super short video, only 8 minutes long. I'll probably skim through it a little bit once I start getting to parts where I feel like, okay, I've seen enough of this, whatever. Then I want to talk about this guy, Nerfpool. And the reason I really want to talk about this Nerfpool guy is because I've seen a couple of his videos before. Not just his Marvel Rivals videos, but I think he also makes like genuine comic videos and stuff like that. That he had in the past, right? So it was pretty much like because he had these like comic videos or whatever in the past, I watched a couple of them. They were interesting. I thought they were like pretty cool videos. And I liked them. And actually, let me go ahead and throw this up also just for the YouTube Shorts chat so that they can see this stuff as well. So you guys can just kind of get my entire, notion of like what I'm doing here. Let me just fix that for you YouTube Shorts guys. Alrighty. So yeah. So it's going to be going over these videos. It's going to be going over that as well. So that's just going to be, something that we have to go through. So yeah, so he has a Let's Yap. Apparently this is episode 3. He has done 2 more of these. I believe I've seen one of them. I haven't seen the first one. I think I saw the first one. I don't think I saw anything past that. But he talks about the fact like why nobody switches and everybody suffers in Marvel Rivals, and I kind of was listening to the video a little bit by myself, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. I want to watch it on stream. I want to get what a lot of other people say, and I want to kind of give my opinions so that I can edit some clips and throw them up on YouTube and TikTok and all these other places, right? For some content as well, just to kind of get my own personal opinion on how I feel moving forward with some of this stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be really cool too. To talk about that. And then we have this last guy here, which is going to be Pinky Melon. So Pinky Melon is a guy who I randomly discovered. He has only 18,000 subscribers, which, is a lot. Like genuinely, like it's a decent little bit for a small YouTuber. And the thing that he does mostly, which if I just click on his channel here so I can show you guys a little bit more about him and like what he does, right? So he makes these. He just started making these videos recently, right? You could kind of scroll down and see. Last time he uploaded was like 12 days ago. He realistically, like, he kind of had an uploading streak. Like, I feel like he did kind of very similarly to me, because like when Rivals was like really new, right, when it was like fresh in our minds. Which, let me just reload the page real quick. I don't know why it's not scrolling down. But like when Rivals was like a super fresh game, right? I just made a bunch of content back to back to back to back to back, and I feel like that's what he did too. I feel like he hit a little bit of like a growth spurt here, right? And then he kind of got into shorts, because he's still uploading shorts like pretty regularly. You guys can see a lot of his Marvel Rivals shorts here. I could probably just play one or two just to give you guys an example. And all of these have like a bunch of views, right? 15K, 45K, like way more views than like they just have a lot more views than his normal videos. But some of the stuff he was saying was like, to me, didn't make really much sense. And then other ones were like pretty solid, right? Because like let's look at the
Did you know,
right?
I'm gonna teach you a trick I don't really want anyone else to know, but I want all of us to be better at the game. If you're attacking on this Vampire map, if your co-tank is a main tank, so if someone like Groot, Strange, just a tank that walks down the main, as Magneto, you can go to the side. I love to do this. It works very well. You go to the side, right? You attack from here. You get anyone down from on the bridge here. Right, you can also poke at them from here. You can poke at them from here. You can also force anyone in this room to drop down. If you need heals, try to peek out a little bit more so your teammates can see you. When the bridge is destroyed, your teammates have more line of sight to heal you. So just make sure to stand where your teammates can see you and poke at them from here. Even here, if you're in danger, you can just drop down, right? Just hug this cover. And on defense, again, if you have a co-tank that likes to stay main, you want to start your round on the top left. Pretend the bridge is still there. You want to play on top of the bridge. If they destroy the bridge, play this little window. So this way you deny any entrance from top left. You can also poke at their backlines very, very easily like this. So you're pretty much very free to shoot at the backlines. And especially if your aim is good, you can get a lot of picks and you put a lot of pressure on the enemy backlines. I hope this comes in handy, and don't tell anyone else that I told.
I guess that's like one short, right? Like we could watch one more.
Most of the toxic players have what I call the main character syndrome, where they think everything revolves around them and no one else, even though it's a team game. Prime example of this is them dying over and over again, saying, I'm not getting healed. Like, okay, you're not the main character here. Everybody needs heals. And you know, sometimes they're like,
you're only healing the tanks. What's that gonna do?
Well, the tanks need to hold down the space, and for them to hold the space, you gotta take damage because the enemy is trying to take over that space. And the tanks are holding it for you, for the DPS. And if you're dying over and over again at the same spot to the same people, you might be the problem. Most of the
Okay, and then like, okay, this is a really good example because I just showed you two shorts, and I know I didn't really talk much in between those two, right? But this is like a really good example that I could show for this, that like, this is kind of the reason why I subscribed to him, because I hate and like some of his takes. Like this mag video that he had here,
I'm gonna teach you
to what to do, was super helpful. And there's some things on his channel that are like that, where it's like they're pretty helpful videos. Like I feel like this is a helpful video. There's a couple of other ones too where he was like, be positive to your teammates, things along those lines, right? Where it was genuinely like good vibes, like good teaching people to get the game, and he genuinely wants people to get better at the game and stuff. And I really like content that's like this, because this is like the complete opposite of what the actual community for this game is like really about, right? And I could personally attest to this. Like I've put out a post on Reddit, which I'm gonna pull up in 1 second. Just give me like one second, because I actually want to pull this up so you guys can actually like see this very quickly. Just to prove, you know, for a fact that like, yo, I'm not even lying to you guys about this. When I say this, let me pull this up right now, because I had made a general Reddit post on the Marvel Rivals Reddit, the main one, and this was to this day, which, yeah, let me pull this back up. Okay, so boom, and then boom. Okay, there. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit for the shorts guys here so that they can see a little bit better midstream. I'm gonna fix that a little bit. There you guys go. Okay, cool. So, right. So this was a post that I made a couple days ago, 14 days ago at this point, right? And let me just go ahead and read you guys what the post is. So I'm lost to what to do in this game. So I've been a player of the game since the closed beta test, and I deeply enjoy Marvel Rivals, even though the game has a crap ton of problems. My highest hit rank is Diamond 1, which I was one game away from becoming GM until I went on a losing streak, which this is true. My highest, however, I don't know if it's just because I've been trying to grind my hardest at the end of the end of last season and at the start of the season, but I feel as though my gameplay's progressively gotten worse somehow over the course of playing this game every season. Obviously, the player base has gotten better for every season, so I am finding people that generally have improved as well. But I swear, overall, I just feel like I was playing better in earlier seasons. My average accuracy is, I don't know why I put this here. Can I edit those? Yeah. I'm gonna delete that. But either way, I'm just gonna delete that. I don't know why I left that post up like that. Did I not read this thing fully through? There's no way, bro. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know why, because I think I meant to put this like later on. Like, whatever, right? Okay, so back to what we were talking about. So, let me just start over from the beginning. So pretty much like this entire post was I was really talking about I was lost on if I wanted to continue to play this game or not. That was like the biggest thing about this whole entire thing. So I've been a player of this game since the closed beta test, and I deeply enjoy Marvel Rivals, even though the game has a crap ton of problems. My highest hit rank is Diamond 1, which I was one game away from becoming GM until I hit a losing streak. However, I don't know if it's just because I've been trying to grind my hardest at the end of last season or the start of this season, but I feel as though my gameplay has progressively gotten worse somehow over the course of playing the game every season. And obviously the player base for the game has gotten better every season. So I am fighting people that have generally improved as well, but I swear overall I'm just playing better in earlier seasons. I'm a strategist main and I flex Vanguard, but genuinely at times I just never feels like I'm in the mindset to play this game for the past 2 seasons. I'm constantly looking at the scoreboard and I feel like I'm contributing to the team, but for some reason I swear every single time I look away for 2 seconds, either I'm dead or my team's dead, and I'm never doing enough. I'm trying to main Ultron, Jeff, Rocket, and C&D going into the new season, while flexing to Emma and Mag. However, which by the way, there's a comment that comments that this is way too many characters, by the way. I really just remember that somebody was like, you're trying to main like 8 characters or whatever, and blah, 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 or whatever, but we'll get to it. So I'm trying to main Ultron, Jeff, Rocket, and C&D going into the new season, and I'm flexing to Emma and Mag. However, I will always be able to, however, I also want to be able to play DPS, but I can't seem to get the hang of it without relying on easy, no aim or no brain heroes like Squirrel Girl or Scarlet Witch. And while I do have some good clips with them, they certainly have way too many weaknesses for me to want to straight up play them, especially against high level players. Now, a lot of people are probably just going to say, go watch guys and sit in the practice range and just shoot over and over and over again. Just doing tech, but I genuinely have tried that and have not felt a single difference in my aim or gameplay. Now, if you guys have caught my first Twitch stream that I ever did, there's not a VOD on the channel, unfortunately, but because I didn't have VODs enabled at that time. But if you guys had got caught in that stream, I did actually sit in the training lab for, I'm not even kidding, like I think it was like an hour and 30 minutes or something, just practicing my aim before I even got in games. Like I have literally sat in the practice range for just hours upon hours, right? Trying to just do it that way, right? And to some degrees I do think it has gotten slightly better, but overall I don't think it's really improved. I'm just gonna be real. So I think this post still stands, but we'll see. Okay, but yeah, no, so this is the part where, like I said, yet again, just go in the practice range, shooting over and over, just doing tech, but I genuinely have tried that and have not felt a single difference in my aim or gameplay. Maybe I should go watch guides about the characters I want to use, except 90% of the content on the Game Without Guides tells you the most basic things about characters. Oh, we got a chat. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Yo, what's good, man? Let me see here. Sorry. Let me do that. But yeah. Okay, sorry. I had to check chat. We're good. But yeah, so we're gonna be looking at that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So yeah, so it's like go watch guides about the characters you want to use, except for 90% of the content in the game about guides tells you the most basic things about characters, which while it might be good as a starting point if you've never opened the game before, I'm clearly not who they're targeted towards. They rarely go over positioning unless it's just some basic things like being above the enemy or some BS like that, which is true. and they're not helpful most of the time. At this point, I'm thinking I just need a coach or somebody to help me get better at the game, but I'm also going to be honest, I cannot afford to buy one to play this free-to-play game. So honestly, I don't know what to do. Should I just give up playing the game, even though I actually like it, despite its problems in the community, or should I keep throwing myself at the game till it clicks again? My average accuracy is between 30 and 36% on all heroes. This is true. And I have a 4.62 KDA overall. And that's through all roles. That's not specifically through strategist or whatever. That's just on everything. And if you have any tips or personal stories about feeling similar in the game or whatever, hit me up, because I need people who actually know what they're doing. And this was genuinely a post that I had made 14 days ago. I think it was right after, actually, I had done... I don't really think it was like right before I done my first stream per se, but it was like when I really was like trying to get into the game, right? And this was kind of my biggest issue moving forward about the whole way how the community is with this game, right? It's very toxic. It's very that. So to see somebody like this guy, right, the Pinky Melon guy, come in here and try to have some positive stuff where he genuinely wants people to improve at the game, I think was a really good bonus. However, he has shorts
Most of the talks.
that are like this, where it's like he talks about toxic players, about having the main character syndrome and you not getting healed, and it's like there's nothing wrong with him healing tanks only, right? That's kind of what's insinuated here, or like they need to heal the tanks because the tanks need to be the ones that take space and everything else. To some degree, he's correct. I do believe, yes, your tanks are important. You can't just let your tanks die, right? But at the same time, tanks also have the most HP in the game, right? They could take a few hits before you have to heal them. They do not need to be at 100% 24/7 every single time, unless you know for a fact you're about to go into a team fight that has a bunch of ults that could potentially wipe the entire team or wipe your tanks, which are going to be the forefront most of the time when you're frontlining of your squad, right? Of your team, right? So that's really kind of his biggest thing that he goes on. But I don't believe, like, it's not a main character syndrome. When I play DPS, I'm still expecting to get healed. The same way, like, I understand some DPS heroes have extremely good movement, right? They can get around the map extremely quickly. But then there's others that can't. And there's others that are still going to be like, okay, I'm weak. Let me dive back to my healer. Because there's been so many times where, like, I'll be going crazy, right? Playing DPS, you know, where we're in there, we're shooting, we're doing all this damage, we're throwing all these moves, we're doing some stuff like that. And then, you know, I get weak, so I jump back to my healers. I'll use one of my movement abilities, whatever. I'll jump back to my healers. And instead, my healers will heal the tank, and then I die. And then I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm right in front of you. What are you doing? Like, I understand the tank is still getting shot at. I understand that we're all weak or whatever else, but I ran back to my healers to get healed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that happens a lot. And then even worse, in my situation, and this happens all the fucking time, I'll hop on tank, and I just won't get healed at fucking all. Like, I'll be the biggest motherfucker. I'll be the motherfucker who's trying to take the space, who's trying to get in there, who's trying to frontline, who's trying to do everything else. And either my strategists don't ping for peels, they don't do anything like that, right? And they just fuck off into nowhere, or they only heal DPS that aren't doing anything for us. And it's like, the thing is he's bringing out the toxic players, and it's like there's toxic players on every single rank, or not every single rank, but every single class, right? Every single role. So it's like, why are you expecting, at least for me, why are you expecting, you know, top tier, you know, things where it's like, oh, you're the problem, you're the main character syndrome. I'm the one playing the video game. All right. It's like, I understand this is a team game, and I understand that there definitely has to be times when you're definitely assisting your allies 100%. I'm not saying one person can carry the entire game. It's just impossible most of the time when you're playing against a very coordinated team. However, at the same time, if I'm dying a lot, and I know for a fact in certain positions, no, yet again, that's in certain positions. This is very scenario based. Where there's times where it's like there's an obvious play and somebody doesn't make it. Like, yo, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be upset about that, because it's like I could have made a play here if we just coordinated with each other. It's the same thing with, like, one of my biggest issues is, like, when I play Jeff, Storms will purposely never do their ults at the right time. Like I'll be like, okay, I go Jeff because I see they have Storm, right? I'm waiting for their ult. They use their ults at the worst fucking time. And I'm like, that's literally, we're never going to be able to get a team up with a Jeff combo if you're just randomly ulting in, like, the middle of bumfuck nowhere where nobody's near you, when nothing's there. I'm not close to you. I can't do anything else. None of that shit, right? None of it. So I'm literally just standing there and I'm like, yo, like what's the play? What are we doing here? And then there's situations that are like that, and there's situations against it. It just happens to be that I feel like more or less there's situations that happen where it requires you to be more toxic half of the time than not toxic. And then that's what we're going to go into yet again, the little bit of the Yapsess, where I'm also going to go ahead, I'm going to bring up a couple of my other points that I wanted to say. But before we do that, I do want to go here and I do want to talk a little bit more about the comment section of this post, because as you guys already saw, I had read the comments of this post, right? I'm lost on what to do with this game. You guys can clearly read the post for yourself. You guys can see it as it is, right? So that makes sense, right? Like, I put this post out because I wanted help. I wanted to, see what I could do to get better at the game generally. This is what the community had to say. Now, this only has 9 comments, but this post by itself, which I think I could view, I'm going to say, can I view the analytics on this post? I don't know. Also, I don't know what that guy said. I'm probably not going to open that one. Let's see. If I go here to this, I'm lost what to do with this game. There we go. Okay, so I can see it here, right? It has about 2,000 views. So you're telling me out of 2,000 views, 9 comments, right? This is what the community had to say. This game has become a lot more fun once you stop caring about elo. 99.99999% of us will never get to 1 above all, and that's completely okay. I commented back at this person, I think my problem goes past just caring about elo, because I genuinely feel as though I can't even play quick play anymore and have fun because of how bad my gameplay is becoming. And then they said, if you're not having fun, then play something else. I was grinding for hours a day for months, then stopped playing on the 22nd of June, barely played since. I'm a lot happier playing other games. This is a reasonable comment. I 100% get that, but that's not going to help the issue that I have with the game itself, right? But it is a decent comment. Go play other games. I've seen this one a few times before in YouTube comments and other things like that, so I can't exactly hold this against this person for saying that, because that was genuinely what they said. Then you have this guy. If you tell yourself your gameplay is bad, then you're reinforcing that. Change the internal dialogue. How can I do this better? Set goals. How many times did you die last game? Lower that number by at least 1, or how many revives or kills, etc. Pick just 1 or 2 things at a time to focus on, and focus on things for a while. 10 matches. Even if you lose, losing is okay, and ranking down is okay. Everything is okay as long as you are learning and improving. Something moving forward requires moving first, moving back. It's okay. When you're eternal, no one is going to care that you struggled for a while in Plat or Diamond. The only way you could truly be worse is if you stop caring and stop thinking and just go through the motions that are already probably not working. So this guy, yet again, good comment, actually. I think this guy's comment was better than this guy's comment. I'm gonna be real. This was a more reasonable comment, right? And so you think, like, I saw this comment, and this was like the first comment I think I got on this post, and I was like, okay, maybe I could work with this community. Maybe we could be better, right? And then this comment was also pretty decent. It wasn't crazy. But then there's this guy, where it's like, stop looking at the scoreboard and pay attention to the match. Every season the game is changing, which means you can't stick to one style of play. If you want to continue to get good, you'll have to learn what the meta is and what the meta counter. You can't get stuck in one gameplay style. Being extremely flexible is when you take, regardless of what team comp you play. Say you should play there as many times as you might. Just need to flex a little more damage, heals. The abilities necessity to switch is built in the game. You will play best who feels good to you. Doesn't matter if it's no brain. If you play that character well, play them. And then you have this guy who's like, quit caring about the game so much to write a novel about it on Reddit. And then this guy deleted his comment, and this was like the negative comment, and I think it's just because his account got deleted. But he had a comment where he was pretty much bringing up the fact of like, I'm trying to main like the entire roster or something like that. I commented back, obviously I have 2 mains or on 2 characters. I play the most, C&D and Ultron, and I only play other characters if I'm bored. I want to learn how to play somebody else, or when the characters to play gets banned or doesn't work for the current team comp. I give up a list of characters so the people who play those characters can give me better tips that help me specifically. And sitting in a death match is not going to help your aim get better quickly, which is why I'm looking for advice and fundamental tips and advice to use to improve overall slowly, and what I could do to gauge my growth. So that was like the respectable comment that I gave back to him. He gave like a really negative comment. I really wish it was still there, but he deleted his account. No wonder. But it really was this comment where I was like, okay, this kind of seems like it, right? And so you just see, right? But like overall, like, I just say this comment, like, now that I'm going back and I'm actually rereading some of this post, it's a little bit nicer than I remember. I definitely remember for some reason like a couple of these comments being like a lot worse, but it's fine, right? So like I'm always looking for those, like the positives, right, in the communities or whatever that we're bringing, right? We're always trying to improve. We're always trying to get better. And so when I saw his channel, and I saw the fact that he was like doing all this stuff, I really like kind of, you know, fucked with it. And so I subscribed to him because of it. But like I said, he does do some things where he's like that. He also said like GM3 is not high elo. And to some degree, I do agree with that. I think it's mid elo. Like a lot of people said in that video that he posted on that it was mid elo. I feel like that's kind of true. In a way, I mean, I don't know. It's like even the game itself tells you you're better than like 90% of the player base when you hit diamond, or like 80% of the player base when you hit diamond, almost 90% when you hit diamond. So it's a little bit like I ain't gonna lie, like that kind of pisses me off. But like other than that though, I don't really know. It's there's some takes like that where I'm like, you're already higher than the majority of the people who play this game. Why are you complaining? Type B, or why are you trying to like make people feel like they're lesser? Which is another problem with the community. Is like, if you're not in eternity or above, you're pretty much just not good at the game. Like you shouldn't be playing the game. Blah blah blah. That's what a lot of people have, and it's really annoying to have that type of mindset when you go into the game. But this guy has some decent stuff, right? He has some decent stuff, and so I thought I would go ahead here. In this video and kind of go over some of the content that he makes. You know, as a small YouTuber myself, not only on this channel but on my main channel as well, I wanted to throw a little support his way, go over one of his videos, maybe get some viral clips from it. You never know, right? And I kind of want to go over it and kind of assess this little video. I think this is going to be the last video we look at, though. I don't think it's going to be the one that I start with. I want to start with this new Season 3.5 gameplay stuff, and kind of like hinting at that, right? Hinting at, you know, what's going to come in the future, you know, what we're going to do with that, all that type of stuff, right? So let's go ahead and hop here in this video. I already watched about half of this video.
Welcome.
I'm not going to sit here and act like this is the first time I've seen this video in general, but I will go ahead and say, like, from what I saw, like, it looked cool, because it is going over Blade and stuff, so it is going over a little bit of spoiler territory, but I did want to watch this video, and I was like, hey, if I'm going to watch this video, I want to watch it with you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop right on into it.
Yo, what's going on, guys? DeWobs here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we have an update on the Season 3.5 update coming to Marvel Rivals, which will introduce Blade. We now have some confirmation from Marvel Rivals at Comic-Con of Blade. We have a new look at Blade that also aligns with some gameplay that we've seen leaked, along with the reveal of brand new symbiote skins coming to Marvel Rivals and plenty more. So let's start off with Season 3.5's hero Blade. We know that Blade is coming on August 8th, and it's now confirmed that he is indeed a duelist. Now, we've seen leaked gameplay. I'll play some of that in the background as we talk over this,
so
and we have done a breakdown of that already
cool
on the channel. But this is official confirmation now from Marvel Rivals themselves, as right now in San Diego at Comic-Con, they revealed Blade, and we can see he's a 3-star duelist. So anyone who was thinking he might have been a Vanguard, no, he is a duelist. 2 duelists this season, but of course, seasons are shorter now. I think it's okay. And we can see his description: half human, half vampire, Eric Brooks walks between worlds, craving the very life force of his enemies. As night falls, Blade's hunt begins as he wields the sword of Dracula to become the nightmare of any foe who dares to bare their fangs. And we can see his hero profile. Of course, he looks exactly as we thought, and exactly how he did in the leaks. We also get a preview of Blade's select animation. This is a leak thanks to Rivals info. So here you can see in the lobby, when you hover over Blade, it should look something like this. He has both the Dracula swords out. One of them is super red. And then this is the select animation when you select him in the lobby. You can see him spinning around. That looks really good. And that looks pretty polished as well. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be the animation we get when he is
when
released.
he gets in game, he's gonna be
This is a
cool.
slightly older build, as this is a leak. That's why he's a 2-star difficulty here. So I guess they upped his difficulty a bit. But what about Blade's gameplay? Now, they also confirmed that we are getting the Blade gameplay.
I will go ahead here and pause this. Yeah, we are apparently getting the Blade gameplay trailer this upcoming Wednesday. So expect to see all of this like officially announced and everything for him Wednesday. I think he's coming out the week after, if I remember correctly. So now we're gonna get the trailer, then we're gonna get the week after. We're gonna get the character of the second half of the season. So Yeah, so literally just genuinely that's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it.
Trailer on Wednesday. So that's when you'll see the official gameplay trailer. However, we've already seen gameplay and now we can connect it to more info that Marvel Rivals have revealed. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be home on Wednesday, but that's besides the point because on this screen right here, we can see the official design page for Blade, and this matches up with a lot of the abilities we've seen. For example, we can see his shotgun in human blood state, the Hunter's Shot, mouse left click. Right here, we can see this is his normal shotgun attack, and like we saw in the gameplay, it's like the Roadhog alternate fire from Overwatch, where you shoot one long projectile and then it explodes at a mid-range into more pellets. So if you want to deal max damage, you want to be aiming at people that are this distance away so that when it explodes, they get hit with every single pellet. In the top left, we can see here the Bloodline Liberation. Now, this is his ability where he enters this kind of vampire form, and we see a few things here, and we seem to get confirmation that it allows him to see through walls. As I suspected, activating Bloodline Liberation gives you vampire form for 8 seconds, and it should highlight enemies through walls. We can see in this concept art, there's a bunch of smoke, and there's an enemy, probably a Black Panther, inside the smoke, and we can see him highlighted. So it will highlight the enemies, and we also know this converts...
Okay, I do want to say, I don't entirely know if that's true, or if you can see through walls, but rather, I don't really think you can see through walls. I think you might just be able to see through specific things that you wouldn't be able to normally do, like smoke, per se. Smoke, maybe invisibility, things like those. I wouldn't be surprised if you could see through those. However, I don't think you will be able to fully see through walls. I don't even think it shows it in the leaked gameplay, him seeing through walls. Maybe I could be wrong about that. Yet again, maybe you guys can, in the comment section, below, tell me, what you guys think or whatever, but currently, like, I mean, with the way it just currently is, I don't really know about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know about that. I really don't think that part of it is true. I think it's just gonna be able to see through like specific things like Punisher, Smoke, or like maybe Psylocke or Loki invisibility, or maybe invisibility, things like that. I feel like you'll be able to see those people. I don't know about just being able to see through walls, but we'll see.
Your health into Dracula Blood, meaning when you deal damage, you have lifesteal to heal back some of your health, although you cannot be healed by your teammates at this time. And it also seems your melee attacks do change during the Bloodline Liberation. You can see his attack is different. His sword attack seems a little bit slower, so I assume it will deal a bit more damage when you are in this state. We can also see here the damage blockade, his right click, which is of course the sword block. And once again, we can see that in action in the gameplay, where you hold up Dracula's sword, it creates an area in front of you, and although the text is quite blurry, we can make out that it says that you hold the sword in front of you, blocking most of the incoming damage. So as we suspected, the sword block will not completely mitigate damage, but it will greatly reduce the damage you take from the front, from oncoming attacks, and like it says here, most of the damage is blocked, so I assume you're going to be taking very minimal damage, maybe 30% damage, which is very nice. We can also see in the top here what looks to be the ultimate, and this lines up with the gameplay once again. We can see Blade charging up, and then he dashes in a straight line, damaging everybody in his path. And as we saw in the leaked gameplay, you can see it leaves a bunch of slashes behind for the next few seconds, dealing about 500 damage in 3 seconds. It's pretty insane, and we see another image of the concept art for this ability here. We also know that he can use his sword to deal melee attacks, and it seems he will still have this 4-slash combo, because in this image right here, we can see 4 slashes, and this is his combo. So he does 1 slash, then 2 quick slashes, and then 1 more slash, and that is how his melee attack is going to work. So this screen actually does confirm a lot of the abilities that we saw leaked, and gives us a clearer picture of how those are intended to work. We also have this cool slide which shows concept art of some of the designs they went for with Blade. What do you think of them? Let me know if you prefer some of the other concept designs, or maybe you'd like to see them as a future skin after he's released. So very exciting stuff for Blade. Absolutely cannot wait for them. Now let's customize the Thing skin.
Okay, yeah, so this was another thing that got shown off. It was another thing that got leaked, but yes, the Thing is going to get a symbiote skin. Personally, I won't be purchasing it because, yeah, I don't know, like, a lot of characters in the game have the symbiote skin, and it's like, it was cool when it was like Jeff, Spider-Man, even Squirrel Girl to some extent, but like, I kind of feel like literally half of the roster at this point has the symbiote skin, And it's like, do I really want half of the roster to be dressed up as the same thing? Like, it's cool when you have like one or two symbiote skins, right? Especially for Jeff, because I think Jeff is like the best looking one, right? But getting multiple of like the same type of skin where it's just everybody has a symbiote is like, it's cool in game for you to be able to pick like which character you want to be able to wear the symbiote skin, but I don't want to have every single one of my characters just be a symbiote character. I want them to each have different unique outfits and stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be picking up the Venom thing skin, or the symbiote Venom skin, or not symbiote thing skin. Jesus Christ, I can speak. But it is cool the fact that he's getting one, right? It's cool he's getting one. You know, he's going to be, I think, the last character to get a symbiote skin in the game, because I think everyone else has a Phoenix Force skin, except for Ultron. Don't think Ultron has like either, but yeah.
Which should be dropping in Season 3.5, because Marvel just revealed the new Marvel Rivals Infinity comics, which will feature all of the symbiote Marvel Rivals characters, like the symbiote Jeff, Squirrel Girl, Rocket Raccoon, and also Blade, but we can also see here it features a Venomized The Thing. So we get a small glimpse of what this skin will look like. Now, of course, we don't get to see the full picture, but I think fans are going to be very happy that we're finally getting a Venomized Thing, and this should be coming in Season 3.5, as this comic goes live on July 31st, so we should be seeing that skin sometime soon in Season 3.5. We also got a clearer look at more of the swimsuit skins, the swimsuit Human Torch skin, which you can see here. And we can see Johnny rocking the flaming shirt and the blue flaming shorts. And it looks like there's a mini Jeff the Landshark around his belt. He's also wearing socks and sandals. Bold choice, Johnny, but a cool skin nonetheless. And this should be coming as the second wave of swimsuit skins, which should also be featuring the Punisher swimsuit skin, which we've already seen the concept art for this design as well. And this will also feature even more swimsuit skins, as confirmed by Miller Ross, for other heroes that are yet to be confirmed. Now, as for when this is coming exactly, we do not know, but it's cool to see the skin. There's also
that's cool. I'm down with it, bro. That's the thing that's gonna make them a lot of money. I bet you the Luna skin and the Psylocke skin made them a shit ton of money. And the more money the game gets, the longer the game keeps going. So, hey, I mean, we're down with it, right?
Free reward that players can get if you subscribe to Marvel Unlimited Blade Spray. Obviously, playing into the meme of Blade being asleep in Marvel Rivals. And you can sign up to Marvel Unlimited as a free trial and still be eligible for this spray, so definitely hop on that. Speaking of more free rewards, there's currently a summer special in-game spray that you can earn through Discord. It's part of a Discord quest, so open your Discord, and then all you have to do is play Marvel Rivals for 15 minutes, and you'll get this spray, so definitely don't miss out on that. On top of that, it was also just announced that new Marvel Rivals Funko Pops are on the way. We got a look at the Jeff the Landshark Funko Pop figure, and we also got a sneak peek of the Luna Snow and Magic Funko Pops on the way as well. So speaking of,
I'm gonna be real, guys. I have two Funko Pops. I have an Optimus Prime from Rise of the Beast Funko Pop, and I have an Obito from Naruto Shippuden Funko Pop. I did not buy either of them, and they were both gifts. And those are the only Funko Pops I own. And because of that, and funny enough, they're both not out of the packaging. I did not open them, so they're both still in packaging. So I don't particularly care about that, but it is cool that we are getting figures, because I think he's about to show it off here as
Marvel
well.
Rivals also just confirmed a new set of McFarlane toys for Marvel Rivals, and we can see the Incredible Hulk, Venom, Iron Man, and Spider-Man designs at the moment, which are 1:6 scale statues that should be coming in the fall of 2025. So that's about all the updates we have for today. A lot of awesome stuff for Season 3.5 confirmed.
Yeah, so all that stuff is Season 3.5, so we're getting a lot of stuff, right? In this upcoming season, and I'm trying to play the game a little bit at least before Blade comes out, so I have a couple of days to like kind of get some real gameplay in before Blade comes out. But yeah, we can go here and just also check out a little bit of the comment section, see what some of the comment section are saying. Next 2 seasons better be all tanks as strategists. This is getting absurd. There's no reason why duelists should be 3 times more in the amount of tanks and healers. I agree. New Season 3. My thing is, I don't know when we're going to eventually get Doctor Doom, because it was already leaked, right? Obviously, when the game first like came out or whatever, like Doctor Doom, obviously he's in the game, you see him in the lore and everything else, but he is going to eventually become a playable character, and he's going to be a tank. So that is one of the vanguards in the future we could look forward to getting. But like, Doom is kind of the whole entire reason that like Rivals kind of happened, right? Story wise, at least, lore wise, because you guys didn't know. So he's like a really big part of the lore. on why, you know, just Rivals is Rivals. You know what I'm saying? And it's like because of that. Oh, cool. I can just edit that. Whatever. Sorry. It's like because of that, I don't really know when we're gonna get him as a character, but I know for a fact he is one of the tanks that was leaked. I could probably go back and I could probably find like all the like original leaks for characters and everything else and like what's expected to be in the game. Because there was like a huge leak like a really long time ago of like a bunch of characters that were like supposed to be coming into the game. And I think from that leak, every single one of them has been correct. I think the only thing about them that hasn't been correct 100% was the kits that every single character was going to have. But they were like really close. Like it was pretty much like minor things got changed. Like I remember them talking about Moon Knight specifically was going to be able to see invisible enemies. That didn't end up being a final thing in the game. But like everything else was right, because I think they were like, okay, you throw down the Ankh, you get a bunch of stuff, and it's like over time these characters have, you know, kit changes, right? They'll have like concept art and stuff for that for their original kit, and then they'll get changed, right, to work better in game to make it actually like function. So it's like, I don't know, maybe we'll go back over that list. Maybe we'll go back over the leaked list of what characters are coming up. I know for a fact that one of them is a Ghost Rider equivalent. I think he's called the Ghost is what I want to say his name is. It might just be called the Ghost, but I don't remember exactly. It was like a super minor cameo version, I think, of like Ghost Rider that was like somewhere like in there, and he was supposed to be a character at some point, but I think he was also a duelist. I don't think he was a tank or a support, so we'll have to see with that. But that's all the news we have over season 3.5, so I think that's cool. Glad we were able to check that out. We want to listen to this Yap session in a second, but I do have to use the bathroom, chat, so I will be right back. I'm going to just use the bathroom, come back, and then we will hop right on into this video right here. And kind of just get this little Yap session started so I can also get some clips and some stuff rolling off of that as well. So, be right back, chat.
World would you start a game?
Sorry. I am back, chat. I did not mean to press that. I just pushed space on my keyboard. But we're chilling. So yeah, I'm back. Let's go ahead, hop right on into this Yap Fest. You know, let's see. And yet again, it's less Yap. Why nobody switches? Everybody suffers in Marvel Rivals. Let's go ahead and play this up. See what's popping.
Why in the world would you start a game with the intention to either have fun or win and place a board and pick Ultron and Rocket? Why in the world would you start the game as DPS, see that you guys have one tank, the other team has two tanks, and you don't switch? Let me take it out of that. The other team has one tank, you have one tank, so you go, screw it, I'm not gonna give my team a massive advantage by having another tank. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do because, well, that's how I play. You know why that happens? Lack of adaptation. And hi, I'm Nerfpool, the Deadpool variant.
Okay. We're already starting off a little strong. I ain't even gonna lie to you. My thing is like on the solo tanking thing, because I've seen a lot of tank mains recently online complain about solo tanking, and I feel it. To some degree, I do feel as though solo tanking in this game is pretty bad, right? Like you always want to have a second tank if you can get one. However, I do think there's specific third DPS picks that could be good if they're used wisely. Like, I think if you already see, like, we have 2 normal DPS, right? Let's say, like, we have a pun, and then maybe, I don't know, we have, like, I don't know, there's still a random one out there. Let's just say, like, a pun and a Hela, right? Maybe you play a pun and Hela, maybe pun and Iron Man, or pun and Storm. Something along those lines, right? Then you have 2 supports. Let's say they're lined up. Let's just say one of them might be Jeff. Maybe one of them is Invis, or it's like a Luna. Let's go for a more traditional one, right? Let's go for like either a Luna or C&D, or a Rocket or Jeff. Let's just do those 2, right? One that's like on healer, one that's off, kind of, right? So you put that kind of situation. If we get like, if I see that they have 2 tanks, right? And let's say one of the tanks isn't Emma. Like, let's say it's a I don't know, a Mag. Maybe they have a Mag and a Strange, right? Normally they would probably run like maybe Mag, Hulk, something like that. Like probably they'd run one front line, one dive, right? But let's just say for convenience purposes that they run traditionally like a Mag, and then they run like a thing, right? Maybe not a thing. Maybe let's just do Mag and like maybe Mag and Groot, something like that, right? So some like weird comp, right? And somebody picks Wolverine. I don't think I'm gonna have that big of an issue as long as he's doing his job. I'm just gonna be real. Like if the Wolf can pick up the slack for killing the tanks, like same thing kind of with like a really good Iron Fist. Like if an Iron Fist would like if you pick Iron Fist in that slot, I wouldn't be too mad at it. I could see it still working in the comp if the tank can't pull their stuff together, right? If they can't pull the comp together and they can't make it work, you can make solo tanking work. It's just very specific, and your DPS have to be really good, and your and they kind of have to be like a little bit of, I'm not even gonna lie to you, they have to kind of be a little bit self-reliant, right? They can't really be relying on healers too much because, you know, they're gonna be focusing on the solo tank, and trying to keep him up from getting absolutely shredded. And so it's like if the DPS, the third DPS, not the first 2, but at least the third DPS can at least remain by themselves, chill, do their job well, and actually be able to lock down the game because they're genuinely just better players, it can work. But otherwise, you probably most of the time you would want a 2-2-2 comp. But there's times where it doesn't work out like that, right? You do get a 3 DPS, and I honestly don't think it's bad to blame players for that per se, as much as it is to when his first example where he put, okay, we're going to go Ultron, and then I'm going to put down Rocket. Your team is not going to get healed enough. It just isn't enough healing. That isn't a good comp, right? An off healer and a on healer are 2 completely different things. You need either both of them, or you need 2 on healers, like every time. Like that's the ideal comp. If you want to use an off healer, most of the time you just go triple support, and if you go triple support can work very well in this game. You just have to know what you're doing with that. So I do feel like already we're 46 seconds into an 11-minute video, and I already have like some gripes where I'm like, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from. And there's other gripes where I'm like, there's certain specific situations where it's like, not really.
Talks about video games and stuff. And if you're new to these Let's Yaps, engagement optimized specific topic that grind to your back pocket and go for a walk, or just put. Now, back to the topic of adaptation. See, I am okay with so many things that I can't control in this game. I can't control people's positioning. I can't control their mechanical skill, their aim, their cooldown management. I can't control any of that, nor would I want to. I don't feel like I'm that good of a player where I can give advice to everybody and it's beneficial, so that's okay. What is not okay is the inability of some players to recognize that adaptation is actually more important than anything else. Adaptation for myself as well as for my team is really the determining factor of whether I have fun in a game or not. I'm going to take this completely away from winning and losing for a second. I don't care about ranking up or deranking or anything like that. I don't care about EOMM, the matchmaking, how it's designed. I don't care about that. All I care about, the reason I'm in this game to begin with, is to have fun. I want to be competitive. I want to win if possible, but ultimately it's all in the direction of fun. When this game first came out, it got advertised as a fun hero shooter. The whole reason why I never got into Overwatch or Counter-Strike or any of those games is because I just felt like they're too sweaty. They're too rigid. I don't belong in those communities. So here...
Okay. I want to keep letting him talk, but this is already something where I'm like... It's kind of a weird thing with the community on why we're divided. Because there's a side of the game where it's like, you just want to have fun. You just want to play the game. I 100% feel that because that's how I feel a decent bit of the time. I just want to play the game and I want to do that. Like, yet again, like I said, I've tried my hardest to play the game and try to get up in ranks. And like I said, the highest I've ever gotten is Diamond 1. And I was rarely close. I was one game. I was literally on a rank up game to GM. And who knows, maybe if I hit that rank up game, maybe I could have gone further. But I lost that rank of game and then I went on a losing streak. And after that, I didn't get it. So my highest season is Diamond 1. So I understand like where he's coming from a perspective of just wanting to play the game, just wanting to have fun, and all this other stuff. But at the same time, these games, it's a PvP game. It is a PvP game, and people in PvP games want to always prove that they're better than somebody else because they can kill them faster. They could do whatever reason, right? Everyone wants to prove that they're better than somebody else, and because of that, it builds up a competitive environment naturally. This isn't every PvP game. There's not a single PvP game where people in this day and age do not sweat. There is not a PvP game where you don't feel bad for losing. And I feel like in Rivals insinuates the fact of like, since it is a hero shooter, the main objective, the only thing you could do in the game. It's not like if you lose PvP, you could just go fight PvE bosses or go do a storyline or a story quest or something with this type of game, or you're like, okay, it doesn't really matter what time I'm putting in it. No, the only objective of the game is for you to win. And so when you lose, it just feels awful. It feels incredibly bad. It like insanely bad, to the fact of where you literally at times, like when you're playing Rivals or whatever, you're sitting there and you're just looking at it and you're like, brother, I genuinely don't know if I even want to continue to play this game because I'm sick and tired of getting the teammates I don't want, or I don't want to do blah, 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 blah. And yet again, it's per player. And that's why I kind of hate when he's already going into this thing of like, I just want to play the game to have fun, blah, 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 not ranking up, doing all this other stuff. I don't care. Even in quick play, you have people talking mad shit like, oh, I'm such a good Spider-Man, blah, 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 you got diffed, blah, 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 blah. You will never have a safe spot in this game. I realized that very quickly. It was extremely like this in Overwatch, but I will say another hero shooter that I played a lot of back when I was a kid was Paladins. Paladins didn't really have this big of an issue, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like it was the only game, but at the same time, I never really touched comp in that game. But quick play wise, in that game specifically, I remember especially when it was like new, when it was popping off, it really wasn't as toxic. Like, I feel like that's the only hero shooter or hero genre of anything. Because the same thing with like MOBAs. Because I played like a little bit of Pokemon Unite, and I also played a little bit, tiny bit of League, but I really didn't want to touch that game. But I mostly played Pokemon Unite, and it was very similar, like super similar, with just people just being toxic as fuck all the time. And I really don't think there's a way to get away from it. I really don't.
Here comes a game that's colorful, with fantastic sound design, really great visuals. Each and every hero felt wacky. It was a Marvel entity, so obviously that's a good thing. Good stuff. Then you jump into ranked, or competitive in this case. They call it competitive. They don't even call it ranked. And you end up in these situations where you can't even play the game. What I'm talking about is something that everybody is dealing with right now. Probably, is we all got deranked, and now it's just a soup of all kinds of skill sets in one place. You'd start a game and you'd have two healers, both of which have no burst healing. Now, I'm cool with people playing whatever they want to play. Go nuts. This is a video game at the end of the day. It's not that serious. Do whatever you want, but also think. If you play Rocket and another person plays Ultron, what does that mean? No burst healing. What does that mean? In situations where you get bursted down very quickly, you go behind cover and ping for healing, these guys can't set you up quickly enough, which means that you just have to kind of sit there, take up all of their attention, which is bad because maybe they need to focus on multiple people, and you just kind of wait for the orbs to get you, or for Ultron to notice that you're low, so he puts his drone only on you because he can't heal more than one person at a time, and then you go back in, and maybe you get bursted down again because there's already too much pressure, and we go again, and we rinse and repeat. Nothing about that game loop is fun to me. The scenario I just gave you.
Okay. And then this was a good scenario because, yet again, like I said, he's using two people who are off healers, like pretty much where it is. Rocket, I would say, like, is a little bit more of an on healer. Ultron is definitely an off healer. But the issue is like, I see exactly what he's going for here. You're not going to be receiving large amounts of really fast, quick burst healing like you would if you had a Luna, if you had an Invis, if you had a C&D. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get healing like that, right? But my biggest issue with this game, and this isn't just an issue with like this game, it's here within hero shooters, to be successful in a competitive environment, you need to be able to flex. That is the problem with these games, because there are people, I'm included in this, I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you guys and be like, I'm excluded from this, who only like playing specific things. Now, obviously, I could play more than one healer. Obviously, I can switch from Rocket to C&D to Ultron. To hell, I'm even trying to learn Luna right now. You know what I'm saying? Hell, even at one point, I want to learn Rocket. Or not Rocket, but Loki, my bad. I want to learn Loki. Right? And I was even playing Invis the other day in Ranked. I don't play Invis. But I'll do it if we need it. Right? I will do it if the team needs it. But when it comes to winning games, if I'm like, okay, I want to win this game, I really need to think, like, slow down. Honestly, my best healer is going to be Ultron. I think if I really realistically want to win the game, if I want to give it my all, if I really want to put every single little bit of ounce or whatever into this as possible, and I'm like, yo, I really want to go for wins today, I honestly God think I would play Ultron. It used to be C&D, but I feel like recently C&D's kind of fallen off for me because they're so easily counterable by characters like Mag and stuff like that, and you have to rely on your teammates to kind of help you. Which in this game, solo queue, you really can't do. But overall, it's like a lot of people like sticking to one character. They want to play that one character and they don't really want to do anything. Like literally the amount of times I ran into people, and this isn't just a support problem, this is an issue on tank, this is an issue on DPS, this is an issue in all roles. And like I said, I fell into this where before I would just pick C&D, I wouldn't pick anybody else. And if we picked anybody else, we would lose because I just did not know other characters. And that's kind of the problem, is when you go into a competitive environment, when you're going into ranked, you need to be able to play 2 to 3 characters. And some people literally can't. If they're not playing Rocket, they can't play support. If they're not playing C&D, they can't play support. If they're not playing Penny, they can't play Vanguard. If they're not playing Scarlet Witch or Squirrel Girl, they can't play DPS. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the game is. And it's unfortunate because that comes down to a skill issue. Like I said, that's a skill issue. But unfortunately it traps people who would normally, if they had the proper comp, if they could get people who work and fit into these type of issues, right? If we could get people who would be able to do that, they would probably be higher ranked, but they're held back by the people who can't do that. And that is an issue within the game. They struggle to hit them, right? Like, the best you could do is you could like fly up with Strange, shoot the Iron Man or shoot the Ultron or whatever a little bit. You could do that. Or you could use the Thing's new jump that he just got, or his new like drop down ability or whatever. You could just drop him to the ground, right? And you could try to hit him. But it's like, that's really it. Like, Emma's going to struggle against flyers. Groot's going to struggle against flyers. Thor's going to struggle against flyers. Venom is going to struggle against flyers. Penny is decent into flyers because, you know, she just has, you know, projectiles. So it's like you could technically just shoot them out of the sky, or you could like web them up. So you're, you know, they could also fall that way if you hit that. But it's like Penny's decent-ish, but her like ground, or the rest of her kit isn't usable. You're literally just gonna be left clicking them, right? That's it. So tanks are in a little bit of a situation this season. I'm not gonna lie when it comes to fighting flyers. So I can understand that from that perspective on why, like, you know, tank kind of feels like dog shit this season because of the flyers. And but at the same time, it's not really the tank's job to be able to stop flyers. It's supposed to be the DPS. And this also leads into another video. I would like to pull it up and like look at it, but like honestly, like I don't know who made it. I'm gonna be so it was a random short I saw. which is a little bit of a deviation from what we're talking about, but I do want to talk a little bit about this short because this does go into that tank kind of comment, where everyone was like, tanks should get more options to fight flyers, and flyers are such a hard comp to fight this season, and you know, all this stupid bullshit. Like this guy was just talking out of his ass, and he's like, everybody should be able to shoot flyers, and blah blah blah. And I was like, flyers are so easily countered, it's insane. It's like, you just need to be able to aim.